Hello everyone and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a message from the universe. So this could be advice, a prediction, something you need to hear. There are 4 piles to choose from and I suggest selecting your pile based on the pile marker that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 2, Aphrodite, because I actually just got back a few weeks ago from a trip to Cyprus, which is where Aphrodite was born in the waters. So I will put the timestamps in the description down below. Feel free to pause the video now to select your pile, and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, Mary Magdalene, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out what your message from the universe is. We're starting off your spread here with this Muse of Emotions, which is equivalent to the King of Cups. So I think this is a specific person that has had a big impact in your life. In particular, I'm picking up that for most of you, this is someone who was a romantic interest. So this could have been someone that you were dating or someone that you had a huge crush on. For others of you, this is just someone who had a lot of influence over how you feel about yourself. You really put a lot of your love and trust into this person, and I don't think this person really treated you as well as maybe you wanted them to, or as well as you had them treating you in the fantasy that's in your mind. And the King of Cups is someone who, at the best of times, is someone who is very patient, understanding, compassionate. And I think for some of you, this particular person in your life may have come across that way at first. They may have seemed very empathetic towards you. But I think ultimately this person is a little emotionally manipulative. And they could have been a Scorpio or had a prominent Scorpio placement in their natal chart. Scorpio energy is kind of known for its intensity and secretness and kind of seductive qualities. But I think in the case of this person, they really reeled you in because they offered you maybe these virtues that you really want in other people, that you want to have reciprocated in yourself. So for example, you probably are a very compassionate person. You probably are very patient and you have a lot of empathy for the people around you. You want to take care of the people that you care about emotionally. And this person kind of seemed like they were the same way, and maybe that's what reeled you in, or that's what makes you want to stay close to them. But ultimately, I think they are using the projection of those qualities as a way to manipulate the people around them. So maybe you really like this person and they are aware of that, and they are kind of almost now playing on this need that you have for that compassion. And the reason why I say that is because the next card in the spread is the 3 of Voices, which is the 3 of Swords. And this is a card about heartbreak and grief and feeling like you've been stabbed in the heart, feeling like your worldview, your view of this person has just been completely shattered. And if you look at this card, it features someone who is naked, kind of crouched down. It looks like they're holding their head, maybe they're crying. And in the background, we have these giant crying eyes. And I think that really represents how you feel around this person. You feel so vulnerable because you've put so much trust in them. But also this person has continually let you down or made you feel bad about yourself or disappointed you or shaken your trust in some kind of way. And whenever I see this card in this particular deck, it always reminds me of the cover of the book The Great Gatsby, because it has those kind of giant eyes in the background. And so I feel like, one of the takeaways from The Great Gatsby is that the main character, Jay Gatsby, is kind of obsessed with Daisy, but it's not really about her necessarily. It's about what she represents to him, which is freedom, feeling accepted, feeling like he has a sense of belonging. And I think for you, maybe this person, as I said, was also kind of a mirage. They were giving you a glimpse of something that wasn't actually there. And so you are kind of experiencing what happens when you've closed that gap between your fantasy and reality and realized how long of a distance that is between the two. Because as I said, I don't think that this person is treating you very well. And I think them not treating you well has left you with this 9 of Voices energy. The 9 of Voices is the 9 of Swords. And this is a card about anxiety, restlessness, sleeplessness, depression, feeling upset. So I think the way that this person treated you, the way that they stabbed you in the back or broke your heart, has been really difficult for you. I feel like you've really had to kind of bounce back quick. It's like if you have such a high opinion of someone and then they do something that really hurts you, it's really difficult to just have that flip switch where suddenly, you're like, actually, I don't want this person in my life anymore, especially if you've built this foundation where you did really like them and you did have these, moments where it felt like you really connected or they really understood you. And so I think that's where you are, where you feel anxiety about this connection, about the way that it's making you feel about yourself, about having to reevaluate your relationship to this person. And so your message from the universe is really coming through in this pile marker that you selected, Mary Magdalene. And this says unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. And no, this isn't telling you that you should keep on loving this person. I think this is really telling you, more than anything, to extend the love that you had for this person to yourself. Mary Magdalene always reminds me of an album by FKA Twigs called Magdalene. It had that famous song Cellophane. You've probably heard like little glimpses of it on TikTok or something where she sings, "Didn't I do it for you?" It's the song about feeling like, I've done so much to try to make this relationship work. I've put all of myself in here. I've put all of this attention and time and love into you, and it's just not enough. Am I not enough? And I think that is kind of where you are emotionally. But the actual Mary Magdalene, like of biblical stories, a lot of the times people kind of discredit her as a spiritual figure because they say, well, she was just like a prostitute that Jesus was hanging out with. And this particular card is about not allowing the negative voices of what other people say, so what this person is maybe saying about you, or even what you are saying about yourself, where you feel like you are not enough. Don't let those voices impact your ability to find joy and love in the world and to still be compassionate toward yourself. You still have the energy of the divine within you. You still have things to love about yourself. And a failed relationship or someone else telling you that you are not good enough or feeling like you are not good enough because the relationship failed or is strained is not actually reflective of who you are as a person. And this is also coming through in the next card in your spread, this 8 of Materials, which is the 8 of Pentacles. And this is a card about really kind of putting your head down and putting in the hard work. And in particular, the way that I'm reading this card in the spread is that all of that effort you put in to try to impress this person, to try to keep them, to try to get them to notice you, to love you in the way that you wanted to be loved, to have them reciprocate, all of that effort, time, energy, you need to take and put back into yourself. You can't force someone else to love you, but you can love yourself. And I think you need to start, as I said, putting that energy back. So take yourself on a date. Spend time wondering how you feel, how you could make yourself feel better, how you could make the world around you more comfortable and more beautiful and more open. And I think that is one of the best ways that you will be able to kind of heal from this heartbreak and this anxiety and restlessness that you still have about this situation with this particular person. And it's a way to really draw back your power into yourself. And that's coming through in the final card in your spread, this Emperor. And the Emperor is like a ruler figure. So this is someone who has autonomy. They feel comfortable with they are. They feel confident. They are making decisions for themselves. And on this person, this woman on the card is dancing. So this is finding the joy, finding the free spiritedness, and being able to give yourself that love and connection. And this is also coming through in the oracle cards that I pulled for your pile from the Chocolate Lovers message cards deck. So the first one is peanut brittle chocolate, which says discipline. And this says, remain focused, maintain concentration, pay attention. You are assertive and confident. You are soon to enjoy the benefits of the self-control in your newfound focus. Develop self-mastery. Forge ahead and keep doing what you know best. Discipline is needed at this time. I am disciplined, loyal, and centered. I stand in my power with assertion and confidence. And this particular card really goes with those last two cards in your spread for me, this Eight of Pentacles and this Emperor. Because discipline, I think that is maybe the key word of the Eight of Pentacles. And also having your focus, your assertion, your confidence, that really goes with the Emperor. So this is saying you really need to focus on, instead of allowing all of that time and energy and love that you put into this person that didn't appreciate it go into waste, put it into yourself, and eventually you will really appreciate it, because it does pay off to treat yourself kindly, to extend that kindness and that love and that focus and that energy to yourself. And your second chocolate lovers card is organic chocolate, which says free spirit. Embrace the wild, free-natured, hippie side of yourself and indulge in something decadent and delicious. Organic chocolate embodies the essence of lovers, not the fighters, the peacemakers, the flower children, and the free spirits. Maybe it's time to take off your clothes and dance naked in the rain. Let down your hair, walk barefoot through your grass, or wear rainbow colors and flowers in your hair. Let your spirit run free and remove all sense of restriction from your life. I rejoice in the freedom life has given me. So to me, this card really embodies being able to shake off that feeling that you are not enough, that you are not good enough, that you weren't good enough for this person, or you can't ever do anything well enough to impress this person. This is you saying, well, I impress myself every day. I've learned to impress myself every day. I find ways to find joy. I do things for myself. And no one can take that away from me. And so really, this pile is ultimately about healing, and healing yourself from heartbreak by transmuting that love and that time and that energy that you've had for someone else back into yourself. And I think ultimately you will feel a lot happier, a lot freer, and a lot more proud of yourself. Your self-esteem will be more unshakable than it is if you extend that same kind of kindness and compassion that you have desperately wanted from this other person back into yourself. So that is your message from the universe, my pile ones. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care. If you selected pile 2, Aphrodite, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out what your message from the universe is. So we're starting off your spread here with this Muse of Voices, which is equivalent to the King of Swords. And if you notice, we have both the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords in this pile. The Queen of Swords is the Queen of Voices, the 4th card in the spread. And in between the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, we have the 5 of Materials, or 5 of Pentacles, and the Page of Emotions, or Page of Cups. So having this couple here, this King of Swords and this Queen of Swords, I think this represents you as the Queen of Swords, and then a future romantic partner as the King of Swords. And because you are both swords, the King and Queen, this is really a perfect match. This is someone who especially matches you on an intellectual level. If you feel like you've been dating himbos and bimbos, this is someone who really has more intellectual depth to them than the other people that maybe you've been involved with or had crushes on. This is someone who you find very mentally stimulating. This is someone who is very honest. You're never really concerned about whether or not they're telling you the truth, because they tend to really, be very honest, but also they have a way of really expressing their emotions and their feelings in this very succinct, very legible way to you. And I think that they appreciate this about you, that you have such good communication together. They feel like they could be best friends with you. You're someone that could really understands them. You can just have a bunch of conversation about anything and not get bored of each other. And something else that's coming through with both of these being swords is that you both can be really like funny, very witty. So I think when you're around this person, you will be laughing a lot. But between you two, as you can see, I told you we have the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Now the Five of Pentacles, I think a lot of people kind of get scared when they see this card in the spread, because a lot of the time it can indicate like instability or a lack of something. But a lot of times in relationship readings or love readings, I see this as someone who is willing to stick by you through thick and thin. Someone who is willing to see you at your most vulnerable and still stick beside you. Because in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, this card is depicted by two people who are like injured, maybe they're sick, they're poor, kind of walking together alone in the snow. So this is definitely someone who you don't have to be afraid that if they see you at your worst or if they see you vulnerable, they're going to reject that. Because I feel like that is a situation that has happened for a lot of you in your previous romantic entanglements, because this Queen of Swords figure is someone who can be kind of secretive about what they're feeling. It's almost like you want to come across as impenetrable, like you're not vulnerable. And I think a lot of the times that is a coping mechanism of feeling like, if I show you the real me, if I allow you to see my emotions, or that I'm sad or that I'm upset or angry, I'm getting rid of my power. And I think this person that is coming into your life romantically, this King of Swords, really allows you to let that guard down and allow yourself to be more open and receptive with your feelings. And they don't run away from you. They say, you know, I want to be there when you're crying. If we can share a laugh together, we can share all of these more difficult emotions together. And with the Page of Cups next to this, the Page of Cups is my favorite card in all of tarot, because it's really like, it's the card of beauty and art and friendship and love and magic and having fun. It's everything lighthearted and creative and emotional. It's really the, stuff of life, I think. And in a love reading, a lot of times the Page of Cups comes through as an offering of love, a message of love coming from someone else. And so I think this person that's coming in for you romantically is going to see you at your worst. They're going to see you when you're vulnerable, when you're upset. They're going to see your insecurities, and they are going to accept them and still be there to comfort you and still have these beautiful growing feelings for you. It's not going to diminish how much they appreciate you. You don't have to make yourself smaller or more digestible in order to keep this person. And I think, again, that's something that's really new for you, especially because at the end of your spread here, we have this Ace of Wands in reverse. If you look, the Queen of Swords is facing away from this Ace of Wands in reverse. So I think this is what you're leaving behind as you're entering into this relationship with this King of Swords figure. Now, the Ace of Wands in reverse is like false starts. It's maybe you're attracted to someone, but there's just nothing there. There's nothing to sustain it. It's like burning a match. Like it might burn for, I don't know, like a minute, but then it's gone. There's nothing more to it. There's no fuel for the fire. There's nothing to keep it going. And I think maybe a lot of your past relationships or romantic entanglements, whatever, have been something where maybe there's an initial spark, but as you get to know each other, it just fizzles out because, one, you feel like you can't be yourself around that person. You feel like you're being held to an expectation where you have to remain this really strong figure, and you're not allowed to let that soft part of yourself out. But again, I do see this person coming in for you. That's really the message from the universe, is that you do have someone coming in who will allow you to be soft, who will allow you to let that guard down. In particular, this person could be an air sign, so I'm getting Libra or Aquarius most heavily, or they could have a Libra or Aquarius placement in their natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You could also have one of those placements in your natal chart. And this is all coming through in the pile marker that you selected, which is Aphrodite, inner goddess. And this card says, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. So I think anyone that is familiar with Aphrodite knows that she is the goddess of love in Greek mythology. So she is definitely an omen that you are going to be receiving love into your life. And this particular card is also about allowing yourself to tap into that kind of feminine Aphrodite energy of allowing yourself to be soft and vulnerable, which again is something that you get to experience for the first time in this relationship. You get to really feel like you can be yourself and express your feelings and have insecurities and not be, strong and needless in order to keep this person's attention or have them like you or love you. So with your chocolate lovers cards, the first one says chili chocolate, freedom. This is a card of bondage and restriction. Most often it is a metaphorical representation of the restraints we place on ourselves. Look beyond superficial appearance and go deeper into the truth and meaning of a situation before you find yourself in hot water. Don't forget that you hold the keys to your own freedom. Keep your options open. Take action to find the freedom you need to move forward. Remember, you are the only one that is holding you back. I remove all chains and restrictions that I have placed on myself in the past as I start my new journey toward a newfound freedom. So to me, this really goes with that message that I had about how in previous relationships, I think a lot of you tried to minimize your own needs. Like, for example, if you were upset about something, you wouldn't say anything. Or if someone upset you, you wouldn't think, oh, this person needs to correct that behavior. You would think there's something wrong with me. I need to fix myself, or I need to, remove the part of me that is getting upset about this so I can be non-confrontational, so I can be easy to get along with, so I can be easy to digest in a relationship. And ultimately, someone who doesn't have needs, who makes themselves seem like they're very easy so they don't have needs, is someone who is not getting their needs met. And I think this is something that maybe you have realized because of all of these kind of false starts in relationships, all of these flames that fizzled out, is that you cannot have the depth of a relationship you want without also allowing yourself to open up and be vulnerable. And so I think that is really what this card is about, is you understanding that and trying to free yourself from the restrictions of feeling like you have to be kind of this docile animal, not a fully fledged human being that has their own needs and emotional desires and insecurities. And with your second chocolate lovers card, we have Easter eggs, which says rebirth. This card heralds a time of positive new beginnings and powerful accomplishments. The energy around you at this time feels upbeat and optimistic. As one phase of life passes in order, a new phase is set to begin. An old aspect of life has to die a metaphorical death in order for something new to be reborn. This is a perfect time to start something new. Keep a positive attitude and stay hopeful because lots of good things are about to happen to you. I start each day fresh and new in the knowing that I will always be supported. I remain ever positive, cheerful, and joyous. So this really heralds that new relationship, this new romantic partner coming into me. And I do think it is a new person. I don't think that this is someone that you've previously dealt with, especially because it seems like all the people that you've dealt with in the past didn't really respect you as like a fully formed human being. They didn't respect that you have your own insecurities and things going on. And I think that being able to transition from these meaningless, disappointing romantic things to finally having someone that feels like they understand you, and not only understand you, but really appreciate you for who you are, is going to be such a big change in your life, and it's going to allow you to really feel more understood, more seen, more symbiotic in your relationships romantically and also with other people. And that is a really beautiful thing that's coming into your life. So congratulations to my pile twos. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again and take care. If you selected pile 3, Nematona, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out what your message from the universe is. So we're starting off your spread here with this Muse of Inspiration, which is the King of Wands. And I think this is a particular person that was in your life. For most of you, I'm getting that this was a person that you were involved with romantically. So it could have been, an ex, a former situationship, someone that you had a crush on. But what I'm really picking up from this card is that, well, the King of Wands is someone who's very charismatic, someone who can be very charming. Oftentimes they're very physically attractive. So I think that's what really drew you to this person in the first place, was that they seemed exciting and there was just a lot of like natural chemistry between you two. And this card is kind of like a sideways card, so I don't know if you can really see the artwork on it, but the artwork on this card shows two women and they're kind of looking down at this person, the king, that is kind of walking the path between them. And so for a lot of you, I'm getting that this person was a player. Sometimes I see the King of Wands come up as a player because they are so charming, charismatic, and so like physically driven. And so I think for a lot of you, this person was maybe two-timing you, or you found out that they were interested in someone else, or they were dating you and another person, they cheated on you. Whatever the situation was, there is this feeling of betrayal that came from this person. And with the Six of Voices, or the Six of Swords next in the spread, I do think that this happened a while ago. This is in your past. It is something that you have kind of transitioned from, because the Six of Swords is a card about transition. And in particular, it's about transitioning from something that was very emotionally, mentally difficult into something that is more, gives you more clarity, makes you feel more at peace mentally. And so we're going from this person that was maybe two-timing you or betraying you in some kind of way, someone who didn't see you as someone worthy of being locked down, didn't see your worth or what they meant to you. And we're going to Justice. Now, Justice, I feel like, is a pretty self-explanatory card. You think of like legal justice, for example. If someone commits a crime, some crimes, someone, let's say someone, beats someone else up, they get arrested for assault and battery. That is justice most of the time. And that's kind of the idea here, is that it might have been, it was very painful for you when this happened, when you found out this information. But I think the universe wants you to know that you are coming into a time where you are going to realize how much better off you are than this person, because even if they seem to kind of get one over on you, or they seem to, if it seems like they've moved on and they seem happier than you are now, and that's something that's been bothering you, which I think happens in a lot of relationships. I think we tend to kind of check on our ex just to see, like, how are they already dating someone else when I still can't find anyone that I like? And the answer is not that they are more deserving of dating someone else. Most of the time it's that they don't feel the need to heal or change or grow in the same way that you do. And because of that, they feel comfortable trying to find that satisfaction or trying to fill that void with other people in their life. And so I think this is really the realization that maybe you are coming to, or you have recently come to, that even though at first it seemed very unjust, like maybe it just wasn't working out in your favor, I think things are really coming down on this person. I think they are kind of coming to the realization that they cannot be loved or have the same kind of benefits that they received from your love or your devotion, whatever, if they continue to exhibit their current behavior, which is someone who is non-committal, doesn't put effort in, has a wandering eye, whatever the situation is. And that's coming through in this Five of Voices in your spread, which is equivalent to the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a card that is about maybe it seems like they won the battle, like they did something nefarious and got away with it and kind of came out relatively unscathed. And it might feel that way at first. It might feel like they came out on top, and then they just sent you home crying. But in the long run, the Five of Swords is not really a good sign. It means you might have won the battle, but you're definitely going to lose the war. And I think that is what this person's justice is that even though maybe they feel like they won and that they got to basically play you and come out and you were the one who was heartbroken and had to deal with that, this person is going to face the consequences of those actions, even if it feels like they did not initially. While you, on the other hand, with this last card in your shred, the Lovers, you get to move on and actually find a really healthy symbiotic relationship. I'm not really picking up that this is happening like immediately or even necessarily like really soon. This is more like, just so you know, you don't feel like this person gets to move on and have fun and date, because this person is still repeating the same patterns that they've been repeating, and they will continue to until they take that responsibility. Whereas you, who has taken the time to reflect and grown and learn, you will have the kind of relationship that you want. So don't lose hope. Don't feel like you have done something wrong or maybe it really was your fault. That is really the message from the universe. And I think that's also coming through in the pile marker you selected, which is Nematona, Sacred Space. And this says, create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. And really what this card is saying to me is that this is a card about cleansing your space. And in this case, I think cleansing your space is like cleansing your life. You've cleansed your life of this person. You've done the work. You've, protected yourself after this person left you. And because of that, you are moving into a more serene place with yourself and with your relationships with other people. Whereas this person has not done that work, has not worked on tapping into that divinity and practicing empathy and all of those things. So your first chocolate lovers card says new baby chocolate, which is birth, and it says new beginnings are on offer. This is a great time to welcome and accept opportunities and new ideas that you know you can bring to life yourself. You've planted many seeds, and now it is time for them to germinate, grow, and prosper. Put all your thoughts and ideas into action. You are ready, so there is no need to hesitate. The time to start is now. I give birth to new opportunities with faith and trust safe in the knowledge that I am fully supported every step of the way. So this to me really goes with that Lovers card. So as I said, I do think that you have, the kind of relationship you want that is full of trust, and mutual effort, symbiosis coming into your life. And so the universe just wants you to know that you should be prepared for that. Be optimistic about it. All of this work that you've done on yourself, on, recovering from this heartbreak, this betrayal, is really ultimately serving you to prepare you for this person that is coming in for you that is the correct person for you. Your second chocolate lovers card is chocolate truffles, nourishment. And this says, people tend to be naturally drawn to those who are open with their thoughts and feelings and who they can trust with their problems. It's good to be approachable and open-hearted toward others, but remember to reserve time for yourself. It's important to nourish your own soul as well as those around you. Spend quality time in nature and allow yourself to feel at one with Mother Earth. I am open and free. I am beautiful, and everybody loves me. So to me, this really outlines that entire situation with your past person, that King of Wands. So this is really about you. I think maybe this person in the past who betrayed you was attracted to you because you are so easy to talk to. You have so much empathy. You have so much compassion to give. And I think they maybe took advantage of that. But that's not a sign to close yourself off or feel like you have to kill that part of yourself. It's really a sign that you have to be more discerning with who you allow in your energetic space. And with this pile marker that you selected, Nematona, which is really about, cleansing your energetic space, I think that is something that you have definitely been working on or continuing to work on, and the universe just wants you to keep it up because it is really going to serve you in the end. And staying the same or staying stagnant and trying to fill these places where you need to grow with other people or other situations, like this previous person, this King of Wands that was in your life, is not going to satisfy you in the long run. And so I think you really ultimately are coming out on top, even if it feels like you didn't or you initially. So that is your message from the universe. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care. If you selected pile 4, Solace, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out what your message from the universe is. So we're starting off your spread here with this Queen of Emotions, which is the Queen of Cups. And for a lot of you, I think that this is a specific person in your life. For some of you, this could be a motherly figure, so it could be your literal mother or someone like an older feminine figure in your life who has some kind of authority or some kind of emotional connection to you. For others of you, this is more like a friend or an acquaintance or someone you work with who maybe exhibits these kind of nurturing qualities. They could also be someone who is particularly sensitive or emotionally attuned. They could be a Cancer or have a prominent Cancer placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But I think you will know exactly who this person is because with the 2 of Swords next in your spread, I think that this is someone who has recently maybe crossed a boundary with you, or they recently hurt your feelings in some kind of way. And I think for most of you in this pile, you are very non-confrontational. And so it's come to the point where you kind of feel like you need to say something because maybe you feel a little bit taken advantage of. You feel like I can't continue to be friends with you and act like this is okay when I really am hurt. But also you have this fear that maybe if you bring it up, then you are being like the dramatic one, or this person's going to be angry at you for being angry. And that's because the 2 of Swords is really a card about kind of refusing to make a move. It's almost like being paralyzed with fear or hesitation about what the outcome of something might be. And I completely understand this because I am also a very non-confrontational person. I had a very similar experience with a friend maybe a few months ago where she did something that really just made me feel taken advantage of. And I knew that it was something that was going to continue to happen unless I said something. But I also had this fear that if I did say something, then it was going to create like some hostility between us, and she's someone that I have to see like fairly regularly. So I was like, I don't really know if I want to say something and make it worse on myself or have to deal with, the emotional fallout. But ultimately I did kind of work up the courage to tell her, and it ended up going like way better than I thought it would. She was very receptive. She took what I had to say to heart. She apologized. She didn't do it again. And I think that's kind of the outcome that the universe wants to assure you is going to happen. Because the next in your spread is we have this 7 of Voices in reverse. 7 of Voices is the 7 of Swords in reverse. 7 of Swords is a card that is about kind of deception or being a little bit sneaky. But next to this 2 of Swords, this to me feels like you feeling like you need to hide your true feelings or how you really feel about the situation, not saying what you really mean. And the 7 of Swords can also indicate isolation, pulling back away from something. And so in reverse, it feels like maybe like cutting someone off without discussing it, cutting someone off without warning. And so I feel like for a lot of you, because you are so conflict averse, you feel like the solution to this might just be to not say anything and instead just remove yourself from this person's life. But I don't think you want to do that, because I do think that you have kind of a connection with this person. You don't want to have to cut them out. You don't want to have to avoid them. And I think the universe is telling you that you don't need to do that, because ultimately, if you do come to them and you say, I really do value our friendship, and that is why I need to say this, I think this person will be way more receptive to it, and it will turn out really well for you, because that's really coming through in the next card here, which is this 3 of Emotions, which is equivalent to the 3 of Cups, and this is a card about friendship. And it's also a card about celebration, being able to have fun with your friends. And so I think once you come forward and you are very honest and you say, listen, this is how I'm feeling, I value our friendship, and that's why I'm being honest with you, I think this person will be able to integrate that into their relationship with you and move forward with you, and it will be completely fine, especially with this 6 of Emotions or 6 of Cups at the end of your spread, which is a card that is just sweetness. It's coming to a really nice place where you feel validated, you feel seen. A lot of the times I see the 6 of Cups as almost like tapping into your inner child. And so I feel like this whole experience is also important. It's important to stand up for yourself and kind of express your emotions, because I think for a lot of you, the reason why you are conflict avoidant is because in childhood you felt like you weren't allowed to really have a say or have any complaints, or if you felt hurt, you weren't really allowed to express that because it would just make it worse for you. And so I think this whole experience of being able to express that and then having it validated and not having it blow up in your face is going to be very emotionally validating for you and that inner child. And it's going to make your relationship with this person sweeter, because you really feel like you are allowed to have needs and have boundaries, and you feel more respected in your relationship, your friendship with this person. And with your pile marker being Solace, which is bodies of water, this says spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. And to me, this is really talking more metaphorically. So the suit of cups in tarot, or the suit of emotions in this particular deck, is equivalent to like water. And so water and emotions are really heavily tied together in the tarot. And so I think this is really telling you it's time to, spend time with those emotions, spend time with those feelings of sadness or disappointment or being taken advantage of, and allow yourself to express them. Expressing your feelings is not going to scare away someone who really values you as a person. Being able to say, I'm upset, is not going to cause issues with someone that really deserves to be in your life. A person who wants to be there for you is not going to beat you down for having feelings and boundaries. And that's also coming through with your chocolate lovers cards. The first one is chocolate ice cream, which says joy. On the back of this card, it says, when life becomes too serious, find time for joy. Embrace the creative, talented, and enthusiastic side of your nature. This card represents a time of true happiness. Indulge in things that make you feel alive and young again, things that make you laugh out loud. Adopt a childlike attitude. Loosen up and have some fun. Be like Peter Pan. Believe you can fly and enjoy life. I am young at heart. I enjoy life, and life enjoys me. So to me, this really goes with both that 3 of Cups and the 6 of Cups, because as I said, the 6 of Cups is really a card about tapping into that inner child energy and having fun, and the 3 of Cups is a card about joy and celebration and friendship. And so again, this is the universe telling you, if you confess these feelings, if you have this difficult conversation with someone, it will turn out in your favor. And your second chocolate lovers card is milk chocolate, which says child at heart. Embrace the big kid in your heart. Awaken the inner child and go with the flow, and others will warm to your easygoing nature. Nostalgia and memories will be at the forefront of your thoughts, and you may find yourself becoming easily bored with your present life. It is important to say whatever is on your mind with the innocence and honesty of a child. Stay grounded and steadfast. I go with the flow, allowing in what I want and letting go of that which no longer serves me. Speaking my mind always serves me well. So this really goes both with that 6 of Cups, which, as I said again, is about the inner child, and this is about being able to approach this situation with the honesty, the clarity that a child would tell someone. And also, it goes with that Seven of Swords in reverse. Refusing to feel like you have to hide, that you have to retreat from this situation. You are allowed to speak your mind, and it will work out really well for you in the end. So again, this person that you are having conflict with, this person that has hurt your feelings, instead of avoiding the conflict, instead of trying to hide from this person, it's time to be ready to express your feelings and express your boundaries, because I think ultimately it's a really big lesson on healing your inner child and feeling like you have the safety to express yourself, feeling like you have room in your relationships to have needs and have those needs met. So that is it for your Reading My Pile 4s. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care.